This is my review of the new the Z Proto that was unveiled last week. Um, I think the car is cute for just a car. It's just a cute little car. But as a Z owner, I own a Z32 twin turbo 96. I'm happy it has a manual. Um, but I just was expecting more, especially when the rumors that the car is gonna be or have elements of the 300, which I think is one of the most underrated cars in the JDM um, era, really. I've driven Supra 2JZs, I've driven R34s. I also own an NSX. That Z32, man, stock. It's, it's an amazing car. So my expectations were really high for this car. Now, as I'm watching the unveiling, one of the head designers from Japan said one of his dream cars was a 300ZX, and in fact, he owned one when he was younger. Another designer comes in, one of the head designers who designed the actual car, I think from North America, but worked in Japan for like 30 years under Nissan, said when he joined about 30 years ago, when he walks in, he saw the 300ZX as a clay model, and he went home and it changed his life. So when the two heads of design within Nissan have direct experiences with the 300 and say that the car changed their lives, and then rumors are swirling like the car is going to have 300ZX elements, my expectations as a Z owner, a Z32 owner, are like, don't mess up, and I hope it's good. But what I'm seeing, the car has nothing, really no 300ZX elements, except the taillight, which the guy describes as what? What did he say about the taillights? He said it gives a sense of high tech, is very 300ZX. It's an edge lit LED to give you a sense of tomorrow. I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? I hate when designers really say things to explain things that really don't make sense. Like, long story short, I'm only judging the car based on seeing the videos and pictures. Obviously, if you see a car in person, sometimes it looks different. But my first impressions are my expectations were too high. Kind of like you could say Supra, fans' expectations were really high based on the concept they saw, right? So maybe this will be a reversal. Maybe it will be a little better. But according to the presentation, they said that this car is almost production ready. So I think if you are in the market for this car, in terms of pricing, the car can't be in the $50,000 range, because you can get a base C8 for 59 grand, not including dealership markups. So you can't really be in the 50 grand range, because also the Supra is in that range, but you're offering a manual, so people will probably go this way. But if you had 45 to 50 grand, as cars get better every year, so is the used car market. So if you have 45 to 50 grand, you can buy, at around 35 grand, you can buy an F-Type manual V6. You can buy a C6 Z06 in that price range. You can buy a Ford Mustang, the new body design, used, a little bit used GT manual. You can buy old Shelby GT500s. You can buy RX-7. You can buy M6s. You can buy you can buy Audi S4s, Audi S5, maybe Audi RS5s. You can buy used M3s. Like, I think if the car came out as this, I think Nissan is gonna be challenged. I think there'll be a pop in sales the first year, and I think you'll just see a decline for the rest of the years. Um, so that's just one of my thoughts on the car. I can give another thought in terms of what I would have wanted to see in terms of design. But I'm a little let down. They let down the Z32 Legend again, you know. And before I go, a lot of the times it was saying it's a mix between the 280Z and the 300Z in terms of design. You cannot mix those two cars up. They are two different cars. The Z32 was a complete departure in design from the previous 300, 280, or the Z cars before it. That's what made it hot. That's what made it appeal to people who were not even looking at Nissan, because it was so different. So when you say it's a mix of a 300ZX and a 280Z, they don't they're two very different cars. So one of us were gonna be pissed off. So if you're a 280Z fan and you saw this car, you're probably like, hell yeah, this car is awesome. But if you're a Z32 fan and you own a Z32, you're looking at the car and you're like, well, I don't really see too much difference from the previous 370, or I could see the 280Z kind of resemblance, but you've alienated me, right? As a Z32 owner, like, I wouldn't gravitate towards this car. If you like Z32 design, I don't think you'd be drawn to this design. I think they're two different people. Anyway, those are my thoughts.